We are HTC Vive, and this is our final sales presentation we're giving to our manager before we give the actual sales presentation to Tanya Demastro. How are you doing today, Mr. Manager?
Hey, I'm doing well. I know you guys have been wanting to meet with me for a while now. Sorry I've been so busy.
Oh, no worries at all. Thank you for your time. We just wanted to give you an update on our sales process with Boeing and see if you can review it and give us any feedback before we make the actual presentation.
I'm glad you guys are taking the time to review this presentation with me before you go and make the actual presentation. Let's get started.
Great. So the account we're obviously selling to is Boeing, and we've recently been in contact with Tanya Demastro for the past couple of weeks to just get to know more about her perspective on Boeing and their strategic vision and priority business goals.
Who is Ms. Del Maestro?
Ms. Demastro is the Chief Marketing Officer, and she's one of the executives responsible for the Boeing Commercial Market Outlook project that focuses on marketing in the global airline industry.
Oh, that's great. What did you find out?
Yeah, so we actually got a lot of great information. In the next 1 to 3 years, Boeing is focusing on restoring the trust that they lost from their customers due to the crashes of the 737 MAX planes in 2019. Along with that, they're working towards restructuring their marketing strategy as the presence of this global pandemic continues to increase.
What about their priority business goals?
From our knowledge, Boeing has 3 equally important priority business goals that they've divided into 3 categories. First, they're committed to the safety of the millions of people who fly around the world in their products. This is their number 1 priority, and in order to improve these measures, they've increased the responsibility of their products and services safety organization to realign their engineers to report anything to a chief engineer. Next, they prioritize the product quality. Boeing has halted the production of the 737 MAX planes in order to redesign the manufacturing process to eliminate the chances of there being any malfunctions in the future. They are striving for first-time quality of their airplanes and will continue to keep the operations of the 737 MAX grounded until they feel like it's ready for risk-free use. Lastly, they're directing much more attention to the integrity of their teams. They continue to encourage their employees to voice their opinions and ideas about the safety and quality of their products. To do so, they've implemented internal reporting tools to allow their employees to feel more comfortable sharing their ideas, thus creating a team with more mutual benefits and goals.
Awesome. But what do they really need, though? It sounds like they already have a plan of action in trying to obtain these goals.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. So what Boeing really needs is 2 things. As I mentioned earlier, the crashes of the 737 MAX planes has forced Boeing to halt their production and perform additional testing. It has been hypothesized that the malfunction that were causing these crashes were due to the maneuvering characteristics augmentation sensors. They have expressed the need of finding ways to increase their design and manufacturing team in order to quickly fix these sensors, as well as being able to perform testing on them. The second major need for Boeing has to do with how they've been affected by COVID. Due to the lockdown and social distancing guidelines, they have had trouble marketing their planes to buyers, and they're searching for a way to market their product at a remote location. This would help them during this time in a shelter-in-place lockdown, and it would also be useful to them through the Commercial Market Outlook project as it focuses their efforts in marketing to buyers across the world. So both the halt of the 737 MAX planes and the limited ability to market their products has caused Boeing to lose a tremendous amount of revenue, which led to its competitor Airbus taking the majority market position. I think we can definitely fulfill their needs with our Vive Pro starter kit. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. I guess now you just have to think about how to convince Ms. Del Maestro that they actually need it.
Exactly. So Kevin has done a lot more research on this part, so I'll let him explain this to you.
Thanks, Austin, for the intro. All right, Mr. Manager, here's the product description presentation. So, as you know, I'm basically going to be presenting the HTC Vive Pro starter kit. And I'll be saying, our HTC Vive Pro headsets allow users to interact 360 degrees in their environment with our room scale tracking technology. This way you can turn any space into a virtual workspace that can be customized to whatever you wish to work on in the comfort of your own home. Vive will allow you to create virtual workspaces and give you the opportunity to create these airplane parts that you can see in pixel perfect detail without actually making them in real life. And so in return, you will be saving money and space that can be allocated to other places for the company. You will now also be able to test functions and designs without the fear endangering anybody, and running simulations and checking the specs of everything before anything ever goes into production.
I'm liking it so far. Don't forget to mention how comfy they are.
Oh, of course not. I'm actually planning to show them how to put on the headset. Let's see, I will actually grab one of our headsets like this and just slip it right on. Demonstrate just how nice and cozy, comfortable, and stylish these are. What else do you got for me, Mr. Manager?
I think you did a great job covering the description of the product. How are you planning to present your marketing plan?
Right. So my marketing plan is to show Boeing how we can help them integrate our solution into their company and airplanes. So once the purchase is made, once the pen hits the paper, we'll send them actually a sample kit for them to check out and to play with, explore the parts and all the different integrations of the starter kit. And then once they give us the okay, we will send out the 10 units we are projecting and also a team to help them implement our hardware into their actual location by hooking it up to the computers, setting up the room scale area for them to interact with, and also introducing the partner software programs that they'll be using while actually working on the airplanes themselves. Ultimately, we want to address their desire to upgrade their design and manufacturing team in order to ensure the safety of the public, and emphasizing that our headsets can give a greater sense of security when designing through VR, so the malfunctions last year's can be addressed.
That's great. Lead me through your business proposition.
Right. So I touched on it earlier. We're going to suggest to them to move forward in purchasing 10 units and install them into the Boeing warehouses. Each unit, as you know, is about $1,200. And along with the units, we'll be sending a VR specialist to help teach them how everything works, to set everything up, connecting all the cables to the correct places, and also being able to provide them a 24-hour service line, which is included in our package, along with an email and phone counseling in order to assure that they can easily implement everything. And if they have any troubles, to just contact us. And just really emphasizing the fact that the efficiency of our product will cut down their whole production time by years. And all of these resources and time spent in that area can help other teams in different branches of the company. To top it all off, I will be definitely giving a demonstration of how our product works. So I'll go into the simulation and this program that I've actually pulled up recently, and y'all see okay? And be able to show them basically different plane designs. Be able to actually go up to them, observe the different parts and pieces, and even look at the warehouse behind, like banners hanging up. They're able to market and design these planes in these vast areas without actually using the space for them. There's propeller planes, there's commercial planes, all sorts of different models of airplanes and designs that you're able to access within the virtual world. And as you can see, I'm moving around in this giant space of airplane landing strip, but I'm actually just standing in my living room. So I think that'll be a very big selling point and help convey our message. And basically, they'll definitely have objections, but I will let my team, Mr. Manager, of addressing those objections. So here they are.
So we understand that this is a big commitment, especially in a time when revenue is really short. And so we're prepared for Mr. Mastro to have some sort of an objection. The first objection that we're prepared is one of skepticism. So we're prepared for her to may ask us, what leads you to believe that our prospects would have confidence in sales demonstrations in virtual reality?
Basically, if we're faced with a skeptical remark like this, we'll bring up that, for the last couple of years, business-to-business virtual reality selling has been widespread. We have seen everything from hospital equipment to cars being demonstrated and designed through our technology. For example, in 2017, HTC Vive headsets allowed the Bell Helicopter Company to accurately design and test their new FCX-1 helicopter, which you can see on screen now. With the help of our VR, Bell was able to cut the design time from 5 to 7 years to only 6 months, obviously saving time, but also millions of dollars and necessary resources. Furthermore, Textron Aviation worked with our virtual reality products to market their Cessna Citation Longitude business jet. From these experiences, we are confident in our ability to bring Boeing business value, and we will communicate this to Ms. Delma Estro. And finally, to aid in our presentation, we will also play a short clip showcasing our work with Textron Aviation. So here's a part of that.
VR is really important for us because it gives us the opportunity to take somebody on a flight. So when they come to the demo experience, we've got the airplane here. They can go sit in the airplane. They can see how big the cabin is. They can touch the leather. They can feel the wood. They can envision themselves in the airplane because they're in the airplane. But what we can't do when we're on the experience is we can't take everybody for an actual flight.
What the VR brings to the table are those elements that you just can't get in reality unless you actually take a flight. And as you can imagine, that is a costly endeavor to take each person on a flight that would show interest in the aircraft.
That's something.
Looks pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, so we are also prepared for Ms. Delmastro to mention a drawback, and one drawback there that we are prepared for her to ask is, due to the past experiences, they would only consider investing in our product if we develop both the hardware and the software.
Yeah, so of course, HTC Vive, yeah, we do not produce both the hardware and the software, but we would like to combat this drawback with the idea that, well, according to Boeing's 2019 annual report, they were quoted in saying that they're continuously striving for first-time quality, and they will take every opportunity to get closer to that goal. Therefore, we feel like Boeing would be inclined to still take this opportunity and try out our products because we believe that it will lead them closer to their goal, even if it might not be completely what they might be looking for. But also, we will communicate that even though we don't develop both sides, we have very loyal and long-standing relationships with the software companies we work with. And we hope that we might gain Ms. Delma Estro's trust if she expresses such a concern. And so finally, yeah, I'd like to bring everything together with a little summary of benefits close. So Boeing has mentioned that their main goal is to restore the customer trust they lost due to the accidents in 2019. Boeing's focus is prioritized on 3 major factors: safety, quality, and integrity. With the MCAS sensors being the main concern, they agreed that being able to test these malfunctions in real time using virtual reality technology would be beneficial in order to increase the quality and the safety of the planes they manufacture. As shown in the Textron Aviation video that we just played, our products have the capacity to simulate real flights. Therefore, our headsets would also be able to test these MCAS sensors that we mentioned previously. The VR technology also provides a 360-degree platform, as you saw, for employees to express their opinions on the airplanes, giving them opportunities to demonstrate their ideas to the team. This will increase the integrity of the whole team across the board by encouraging an open platform for new innovation. And we will ask if this sounds good to Ms. Delma Estro, if this covers the 3 priority business goals for Boeing. We will also bring some documents of past case studies involving the collaboration of HTC Vive with other companies such as BMW, Computer Aided Design, and Adidas. We will express that we are more than happy to let them look over these as it might reassure them about our experience in solving similar problems they might be having. And finally, we'll ask Ms. Delma Estro, do you think that these benefits outweigh the drawback? And then finally, we'll ask Ms. Delma Estro to move forward in the sales process, meaning allowing us to present a recommendation to a small group of people in the company who can influence the sale or not. So yeah, thank you so much for meeting with us and listening to the plan for our sales presentation. Please give us any feedback that you might have.